So now I want to quickly start with a short introduction. If you know me by now, if you have known me before, then you might be familiar with the story. But if you have never met me before, here's my story. Back then, I was a stay-at-home mom, nursing a new baby, and I was battling terrible ulcer flares. I mean, I was being hospitalized constantly for ulcer flares. I was stuck at home. I had no source of income. I was unable to run my interior design business, and I was pretty much depressed about my lack of income. If you have ever, um, made money, worked for yourself, and all that, you would realize that if it ever happens that you cannot earn a living, you become depressed. I don't know if I am the only one. Okay, so for some reasons, because I had a new baby, I was sick, I couldn't earn an income. But today, 3+ years down the line, I'm still a stay-at-home mom. That hasn't changed. But I don't just stay at home, I also work from home, and I earn a living from the comfort of my home or from wherever um, I happen to find myself, which in the past used to be in a hospital bed with an IV drip running through my veins. I was still earning a living, earning constant six figures, I have to say, in Naira on a monthly basis. And I was rendering virtual assistant services. Now I'm helping other women live meaningful lives all over the world. Okay, so basically, this is my story. So for me, virtual assistance is not just a means to an end, it was a lifesaver, something that actually saved my life, saved my sanity, and helped me a lot. Okay, so today we're going to talk about three major things. I am super passionate about helping people set up profitable virtual assistant businesses. But the first thing is you need to decide if virtual assistance is for you. The second thing is that we need to talk about three major things you must put in place before you launch. And I'm going to share a few tools, tips, and some resources. Okay. Full disclosure, my daughter is on midterm, so you might hear her voice occasionally. They're always silent when you don't need them to be, but when you need them, and very, very noisy when you need them to be silent, right? So I'm sorry, excuse me. My phone. Oh, great. So I have a special bonus for you if you hang out with me to the end of this webinar. Like I said, it's going to take just 30 minutes. I'm watching the time. If you hang out with me to the end of this webinar, I have a special bonus for you. And full disclosure, I have an offer to make you at the end of this webinar, okay? But before then, I'm going to give you value, definitely and for sure. So let's get started. Before we proceed, you're in the right place if you are thinking about starting your own home-based business. If you're thinking about starting your own home-based business, then this webinar is for you. Number two, if you want to start your business with the right tools, the right formats, the right resources, setting yourself up for success from the get-go, then this webinar is for you. Okay, if you're not the one who wants to do things halfway, then this webinar is for you. And finally, you are in the right place if you're willing to work for success rather than hope for success. A lot of people expect things to fall into their laps. They do not want to work for it. If you're that type of person looking for a quick scheme, then this webinar is not for you. Okay? So with that said, I believe that if you're still here, then you are interested in this webinar, and all these categories apply to you. So let's get started. Now, please type yes in the chat if you're ready to make 2020 your best year yet, right? Your best year ever. If you are If you know 2020 is going to be your best year yet, type yes in the chat button. Yes. Let's see some yes. Let's see some yes. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Yes, yes. I'm happy to see that. Okay, great. So it's going to be our best year yet. 2020 is going to be hopping. Okay, so let's get started. The first question is virtual assistant right for you, right? And my answer to it is this: anybody can become a virtual assistant. Your skill set will determine what type of VA you will become. But can you be a VA? Yes, you can. You do not necessarily require any specific um, qualifications. You do not necessarily require specific temperament. All that is important when you are choosing or when you're making up your mind about becoming a virtual assistant is your skill set, right? What skill do you have? Now, people who have worked with in the past, I have always said that the fact that you read accounting in the university does not mean that you have to offer accounting services. Okay, you might have social media skills, you might have organizational skills, you might have administrative skills, right? So your skills will determine what type of VA you will become. But can you be a VA? Yes, you can. Fact number one: the virtual assistant is a business owner, not an employee. So you could come with your accounting degree and choose to start up a VA business, or you could choose to start up a catering business if you have the skills to cater. So when you need to know first and foremost that you are starting a business as a virtual assistant, right? So you do not necessarily have to have um, any kind of qualifications. But I always need to mention two major aspects, two major services that VAs render that require that you actually have these specific qualifications. And this is when it comes to accounting, bookkeeping, and law related services. Now, this is because they have specific ways of doing things. You essentially need to know what you're doing here, where you need these qualifications, okay, to offer valuable services. Remember that the idea is not just to start a business, the idea is to offer value, render value to your client, okay? So fact number two: your skills will determine what your VA services, what kind of VA services your business offers. So you might have gone to the uni to gain these skills, or you may sign up for a training for a skill you're interested in. I already mentioned that. So you might be a medical doctor by training, but you want to offer social media management services. You could choose to get trained as a social media manager and launch a virtual assistant business, um, offering what's it called now? Offering social media management services, even though you have a medical degree. Excuse me. Now, you do not necessarily have to offer the services or all the services yourself. There's something called a subcontractor. So, for instance, uh, you do not know how to do graphic designs, but you know how to render social media management services. Now, social media management requires graphics from time to time, and you don't know how to do that. You can always hire a subcontractor, okay, to to help you work on a particular part of the services that you offer that you do not have the skills to offer. Okay, so there are people who you can always subcontract to. So you shouldn't say, I want to offer social media management services. I have no interest in learning how to create graphics, so I can't become a VA. No, false. You can't become a VA. Set up your firm to offer social media management services and subcontract The ones you are not interested in, some subcontract those ones to people who know how to do them. So, do we still want to answer the question? Is virtual assistance for me? Yes, it is, irrespective of your qualifications, all your skills, all your temperament. As long as you want to become a VA, you can become a virtual assistant. Okay? Right. Number two, here is where we're going to really dig deep. Three things you must do before you launch your business. You want a smooth launch, you want a profitable launch, you want a stress-free launch. You have to do these three things. Who wants to know these three things? Give me three things in the chat. Just write three things for me. I want three things. Three things. Three things. Let's say roll through the comments. I hope I'm not talking to myself. Three things. Yay, I want three things that you need to do before you launch. Thank you for being so active, Tiana. Great. The first thing is you need the right mindset. The battle is fought and won in the mind first. And the right mindset is to realize that you're a business owner. Okay. People erroneously treat their VA businesses like random activities. Some people just say, I'm starting a VA business. I think I have. If you can still see me, please let me know. It just went off here on my monitor and I can't see it anymore. Okay, great. That's great. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, so basically people just say when you want to become a VA, it's a side hustle, just start, right? And they do not start with the right mindset. And so it's a mistake that people make every day. So they just start with random activities and they just, okay, I'm a VA, this is what I want to do, this is what I can do. They don't even know how much they want to charge. And they don't put processes in place. They have no activity whatsoever, no processes, no packages. All these little details are the things that ensure the smooth day-to-day operations of an online business. And so the first thing I want you to know is that you need to have the right mindset, the mindset of a business owner. If you do not have the mindset of a business owner, you are setting yourself up for failure. Okay, so don't set yourself up for failure as a VA. Start with the right mindset. That's the first thing. Go into it with the mind that I am a business owner. And if you're doing that, when you know you're setting up a business, you pay attention to a lot of things about your business. So the first thing is your mindset, right? Now, the second thing is this. Once you have the mindset that you are a business owner, it's now time to identify, okay, who you serve and what you do. Who you serve and what you do for those people, right? So you need to identify your target clients. Who are they? What are their needs? You need to sit down, take the time to write it down, itemize what it is and what service you want to offer them based on their needs or their wants, right? One thing I know for sure is this: if you do not meet a need, you do not make a sale. So in order to make a sale, in order to grow your business, in order to hit the income goals you are looking to hit, in order to take your business to the height you want to take it to, the first thing you need to do is to be somebody who meets a need. So I know you're starting your business because you want to meet your own needs. But if you approach it from that angle, then you're not going to be able to book paying clients. Okay, the angle you should come from is the angle of service. So I know this person, this is the type of person I'd like to work with, this is what that person does, this is what that person needs. How can I help? The keyword being help that person. Okay, it is in the process of helping, offering a service that helps with a particular need that person has. In that process, you earn a living. Okay, so if you go with, I want to make money, I want to make money, that is where you're coming from, then making that money is going to be extra difficult. Trust me, I know. Okay, at the beginning of my business, I really did want to make money. That was how I started. And I believe it's one reason why I didn't have the kind of growth that I was looking for at the beginning. Okay, because I was all about the money. If you want to grow your business, you cannot be all about the money. You have to be all about the client. It's my client. This client, she needs this. This is how I can help her. And so when you help and you meet a need, they in turn do what? Pay you for your service. Okay? So the next thing you need to know who you serve and what you do for them, how you help them. Now that you have the right mindset as a business owner, now it's time to sit down and identify who you are targeting. Okay, so when you talk to a lot of people, you talk to nobody. Let me give you some hints. When you talk to some people, okay, when you talk to somebody, what it allows you to do is that it allows you to, once you identify somebody rather, excuse me, please. Okay, go and meet you. Go and meet your daddy. Go and meet your daddy. Sorry about that. Okay, so basically, when you identify your target client, okay, you kind of build your business around that client. Okay, your branding is done for the client, your marketing is done for the client, you build content in mind for the client, your packages are created and priced for that client. And so when that client comes in contact with you, that client will not be able to say no. Why? Because every single thing you have done has been created to draw that particular person to you. And one problem I see a lot of people have is that they don't just want to target one person, they want to target a lot of people. They forget that we have billions of people in the world. And so that one model of one person is replicated in multiple people. Okay, so if you are able to target that one person, okay, you'll be able to get the attention of other people like her. I don't want to teach everything that is in my virtual in my course, and I think I go into it a lot more deeper than this, but I'm going to leave you with this. Identifying your target audience and identifying your needs will shorten your work, will cut it in half, and help you to achieve your goals faster. Okay? Now, number 3. Okay, before I go to number 3, I'm going to take this case study. Now, this lady here, her name is Nkem, and she lives in Abuja, Nigeria. Nkem is a trade lawyer who practiced law for a while before she signed up for my boot camp. At that time, I called it my boot camp. Okay. Now, today she offers social media management services and content creation services, connecting a skill that she has with words and research, because these are the services her ideal clients need. Now, Nkem went through my boot camp, I think almost a year ago. And as a trained lawyer, she thought it was expected of her to offer law-related services as a VA. But when she went through the boot camp, she realized that she didn't have to necessarily do that. You could work, you could offer something that you have the skills for. Okay, and she has skills with words and with research, and that plays a very key vital role when you're managing social media or you're creating content, right? So that is a skill that she has, and she decided to use that. But you know what? It came from her identifying who the perfect client is for her, who the perfect client is for her, and then what that client needs from her. And she created her package, her business. Okay, I'm going to show you her testimonial later on. She packaged her business to promote these, to work, to meet the needs rather of her ideal client. At a time, there was a client that I introduced her to. And she sent me a message and said, please, I believe that this is not what I want to do. I will be letting this client go. That comes from the place of clarity, okay, because she's so sure of who she wants to work with and what they need from her, such that when she comes in contact with people who do not need those things from her, people she thinks that she cannot help, right? What does she do? She walks away. That's how clear she is. And I can assure you, I can confirm categorically that she's a booked out VA, right? It comes from identifying who her ideal clients are and how she can help them, right? So the third thing is to prepare. Prepare. Can I say prepare in the chat? Am I alone? Am I alone? Can I see some prepare? Yay, prepare. Good. I'm not alone. I'm having fun. Thank you. Okay, so finally, the first thing is to have the right mindset. The second thing is to identify your ideal client, because every single thing you're doing is for that client, that one client to find you, right? You're on social media making noise because you want that client to find you, right? So that's how it works. Now, prepare. Don't wait until the inquiries begin to come in before you think about what your charges are. If I had a dime or a dollar for every time I got a hurried call, a hurried DM, a hurried email about I don't know what to charge, somebody says she's interested in this, I don't know what to charge, I don't know what to offer, what do you think? That is not preparing. It shouldn't happen. It's running a business on its own is it requires a lot of courage. You don't want to add troubles to what you currently have on your plate, right? You want to have things run as smoothly as they can. You can't control everything, but at least you can try, right? So you don't want to run helter skelter when somebody says I need social media management and you don't know what to do. And so you're running around. Then you need to go to Google, what's the asking price, what's the date, or you go to your Facebook groups to ask questions. No, this is the time to prepare. You don't wait until the inquiries begin to come in. You decide on your services. Now you know who your ideal client is and what they need. Now it's time to decide on what you're going to do to help them, how much you're going to charge for your help. How are you going to promote your business? What social media platform are you using? Would you use Facebook? Would you use Instagram? Would you use Twitter? Would you use LinkedIn? Are you going to use all of them? Right? How are you going to promote your service? What do you tell people you do? What would you be called? How would you be contacted? If I need to call you right now, can I get you? How do I contact you? Do I send you an email? Do I make a phone call? Or do I get on a discovery call with you? What are your processes? How do you receive payment? I had you send me a WhatsApp page yesterday and I was like, I don't know how to receive my payment. And I was like, that was like, that's the most important thing. That's why I'm here to receive my payments, my money. I want the money, even though I'm not telling my clients I want the money. But you and I both know that what we want is the money. And so I'm going to have a way to receive payment and deliver my services, right? That should not be a problem. So you need to know all these things before you hit the launch button. What you want to do when you hit the launch button is to be able to attend to your customers with a clear mind. Now, I tell people to have workflows in place. Have a way that you are going to work and a way to automate a lot of things so that you are able to run your business effectively. Now, some people erroneously tell people who tell others that virtual assistance is an easy way to make money. Hogwash. It's a load of hogwash. No, it's not an easy way to make money. A virtual assistant can be extremely busy. You might be working from home. You might not have the time to attend to other things if you do not put plans and processes in place. And so you might be working with 5 clients and unable to work with more, but you might not be hitting your income goals. And in order to hit your income goals, you begin to work with more people, and then you begin to experience burnout, experience you become stressed out, and then you don't deliver to satisfy your clients, right? So, in order to prevent all this from happening, in order to prevent a burnout from happening, in order to prevent running from pillar to post, before you hit the launch button on your business, prepare. What should you prepare? Prepare your portfolio. Somebody sent me a message recently that she was a VA and she would be willing to work with me as a subcontractor if I had businesses or any tasks that I needed to do, and I was unable to do them, that I could hand them over to her. And the first thing I did was to go check her social media platform. How many of you do that? Do you do that when somebody reaches out to you via social media, or you find something interesting about social media? What's the first thing you do? I personally go check out their profile first. How many people check out their profiles? Let me know what you do. When someone reaches out to you via social media, what's the first thing you do? Share with me in the chat session, what's the first thing you do? The first thing I do personally is to check out their social media profile. Yes, check out their Yes, check it out, because that's the only way that you can confirm that they do what they say they do, or that they can do what they say they can do, through the social proofs that they have on their social media profiles. And so I went to her social media profile and discovered that she sells something totally different. And I was like, okay, do you have a portfolio? She said no. And I was like, how many people have you been able to book paying clients? She said no. I said, I'm not surprised you can't book paying clients, because there's nothing about you right now that tells me that you can offer the service you say you can offer. Your social media profile has nothing whatsoever to do with virtual assistants. You do not have a portfolio telling me that you are prepared. How much do you charge? What exactly do you do? How do I know that you've done this before? The way to know is through the social proofs. So you need to prepare. Don't set yourself up for failure. She hasn't been able to reach out to me anymore, probably because she doesn't have those things in place. The truth is that if you don't have those things in place, people would not work with you, except the people who know you, and they'll be taking a risk, right? They'll just be taking a risk and trying to see if I can trust you to do what you said you can do. It is not enough to do that. So you need to prepare. Everything does not have to be perfect, but then you also need to prepare. Have some form of foundation. Have the basics in place so that you at least look serious, even though you might look like a newbie, but at least people still see that you're serious about growing your business and the fact that you are a professional in your field. Okay, so basically, preparation ensures success. The success of your launch will be determined by how prepared you are. So if you're going to launch your VA business with the wrong mindset, and you do not know who you're targeting, and you are not prepared, I mean, it's going to flop. It's not rocket science. Yeah, not rocket science. Okay? Okay. So those are the 3 things that I wanted to share with you before you launch. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of tools and a couple of resources Online tools and software are a VA's best friend. Your best friend are your tools and your software because you're online, right? Everything you do is online. So you should not be afraid of tech. Tech is simple, tech is easy. Trust me, tech is easy. People don't want to hear that tech is easy, but tech is easy, tech is simple. You can understand it if you take it one step at a time. So if you're going to be a successful VA, you've got to familiarize yourself with tools and resources. Sorry, with software and online tools. Okay. So is anybody here afraid of tech? You're afraid of tech? Afraid of tech? Are you afraid of tech? Let me know in the chat session if you are afraid of tech. No, thank you. I like to hear when women say they are not afraid of tech. So number one is Canva. For every beginner, Canva is important. This is because it's a free tool. I tell people when you're just starting out, get as many free tools as possible. What you want to do is keep your overhead to the barest minimum. So you want to use as many free tools as possible so you don't have recurring subscriptions going on that you cannot maintain. Okay, for every sophisticated tool there's always a free there's always a free version that you can always use in the meantime, and when your business grows then you begin to upgrade. Okay, so Canva. Yes, Canva is amazing. You can use Canva for every single thing. I use Canva for this slide. You can use Canva for your logo. You need Canva for social media. You need Canva to create your portfolio. You need Canva. You can use Canva for a whole lot of things. So if you're setting up your business, you don't have to get somebody on Fiverr to create a logo for you. You can create a simple one yourself on Canva, create your portfolio on Canva, create anything it is you need to do on Canva. The second tool is WordPress. WordPress is a website tool that you can use. You can use to create a website. You have different types of websites, but WordPress website is the easiest website to learn how to use. Yes, Canva Rocks is the best. And if you ever think of upgrading to Canva Pro, it's fantastic. But for a long time I didn't use Canva Pro. I used basic Canva and it met my needs, trust me. Right. So a WordPress website works well for virtual assistants. Um, because it's easy to use. It's easy to use. It's free. It's safe. Okay. And here it is. At the beginning, I always think that you should, like I said, keep your overhead to the barest minimum. But if you can get a WordPress website, which you can actually build yourself, I have a course for this. If you're interested, let me know. You can build your own WordPress website. The reason is because people will research you, and the VA industry is increasingly becoming difficult. You need people to be able to Google you and get a result. So if you could set up a WordPress website yourself, it will do you a whole world of good. Okay. Number three is Paystack or Wave apps. Now, this is a way for you to receive your payments. You need a way to send out professional invoices that your clients can click on, okay, and pay with their cards or pay with a USSD code or pay with a transfer. Okay, it just makes it easy to receive payments, but it also makes it easy to deliver your invoices. Now, the smart thing to do will be to create recurring invoices where possible. So you do not have to manually go back and create your invoices, especially if you have a recurring package. So if it is due every 2 weeks, set up your invoice to deliver every 2 weeks, right? Saves you time. That's an automation every VA should have. And it also helps you to track your income. When you use apps like this, your dashboard will show you what you've made in a month. It will show you what you made this month as against last month. And so you know if you need to buckle up, right? And if you're doing well, you need to pat yourself on the back. Okay, that is why I always encourage VAs to use applications like this There are different applications too to receive money and to also track your income. Okay, am I making sense? Am I making sense? Anybody getting it? Anybody getting value? Now the next one is Wonderlist. Wonderlist is a mobile app that you can use. It's like an electronic to-do list. And the good thing about it is you can share with your friends or with your clients. And on their end, you just create a list, write out the task, and then you automatically get it on your end. You can click the task, and when you're done with it, and it just kind of cancels it. Like, I always like to cancel out my task. When I click that and it cancels it, I feel so happy. I don't know if anybody is as obsessed with their to-do list like I am, but it is a tool that helps VAs to keep track of their tasks from day to day. So you do not necessarily have to carry around a book and a pen. Okay, as long as you have your mobile device with you, you can always use Wonderlist to communicate with your clients. Now, the next one is Trello, Asana, or Dupsado. These are project management tools that you can use as clients relationship, as CRMs rather, as a client relationship management tool. I believe it kind of helps you to keep track of your clients, their tasks, and invoices. The list is endless. We cannot just talk about that now, but it's a tool that's important. Number 6 is Slack and Voxer. Now, Slack can help, is like for team building. A lot of time VAs are hired to be part of a particular team. Okay, so Slack is a good way to communicate with your clients outside of WhatsApp. Some clients might like to talk on WhatsApp, some of them like phone calls, others prefer emails, but the official thing to do will be Slack and Voxer, especially if you have a client who is tech inclined. That was a lot. Yes? I did give you 6 tools and resources that you can use. Get familiar with before you click the launch button on your virtual assistant business. Yeah, I think we've done it all. Did I deliver? Did I deliver? Did I deliver? Thank you. Great. So let's quickly recap. Like I said, 30 minutes. Number 1, begin with the right mindset. The mindset that the fact that I am starting a VA business means I'm starting a business. I am a business owner. I am an entrepreneur. Start up with that right mindset. And when you start up with that mindset, then you get to do, you tend to do things the right way, put the processes in place, right? Because you want to set your business up for success from the get-go. Number 2, get clear on your target clients and how you will help. Help being the underlying word. Them reach their goals. You help them reach their goals, they will help you reach your goals. Okay? Number 3, set up your business processes before you hit the launch button. Your packages, your prices, your services, your social media. How do you want to be seen? What do you do? When do we do it? And how do you do it? All those things need to be set up, right? Before you begin. So, like I said, full disclosure at the beginning, I have an offer to make. I have compiled a couple of courses, mini courses right now into one, which is a virtual assistant for beginners course. Okay, so you're a virtual assistant who's just starting a full course, which is your one-stop guide to setting up your virtual assistant business for profit and sustainability. Okay, it includes how to set up your processes, how to create a package, how to create your services, how to create a portfolio, how to identify your ideal client. Every single thing that I have spoken about so far is broken down into details with activities, with templates for you to just edit to suit your business, with a full Canva tutorial that is 1 hour, I think 1 hour 20 minutes long. Okay, it's that detailed just for you. So, and then it also includes my lead generation course. If you're not generating leads on a daily basis, I don't know how you want to become a booked out VA. The way to become a booked out VA is to generate leads on a constant basis. Okay, so I have put all this together, and it costs 50,000 naira. Okay, but for the next 48 hours, the fast action price is 35,000 naira, right? 35,000 naira for the next 48 hours. Now, let's go to Inkem's what's it called, her testimonial. I registered for the virtual assistant bootcamp. At the time, I felt my potentials were underutilized. I have a 9 to 5 job where I earn next to nothing. I've always wanted to work from home, and I reached out to Banke Adebayo, which is me, by the way. Hey. And I can say that the 20,000 naira I paid for the boot camp is my best 20,000 naira investment in recent times. Wow, that is wonderful. Okay, naira. Okay, my apologies about that. So Banker is approachable. Yes, I am. Friendly, easy to talk to, and knows her onions. I consider her family. She patiently taught me all I needed to know, and her free classes and added bonus. Her graphics are top notch. Yay! I understand. She understands her colors. She's not afraid of them. I call her your virtual assistant. So sign up for her classes today and thank me. Right now, Nkem has been a VA for over 1 year, and I have seen her grow, and I am super impressed, okay, at her growth and her tenacity. Right. Okay, so basically, this is one of the testimonials amongst many. If you hit my virtual assistant bootcamp class website, rather, I have a, a whole lot of testimonials there for you to catch up on. So what's included in this virtual assistant for beginners course? 14 lesson modules, and they all have workbooks and tutorials and activities for you. Some of them don't have workbooks, instead they have templates for you to edit and use. I have 7 video tutorials. You have free coaching calls, a monthly live and Q, a monthly live Q&A session, and of course we have a course community. So it is, all these are valued at over 200,000 naira. Okay, but yeah, I'm offering it to you at 35,000 naira, which is $100 for the next 48 hours. Okay, now I promised at the beginning that I was going to I was going to I was going to give you a surprise bonus. Who wants to know what the surprise bonus is? Who wants to know? Surprise bonus. Me, yay. Okay. Drum rolls, please. Ah. Workflows for virtual assistance course. Now, these workflows and automations will help you, show you how to set up automations, especially automate your discovery calls, so that when people come in contact with you, they go through a process, okay, so that you can get on a call with them and follow up. It shows you how to set up your payment automations. It is it's a very, very good course, and it is specifically designed for virtual assistants, workflows and automation. So when you purchase the virtual assistant course for beginners, just send me your receipts, banker@bankiadebayo.com, and I'll give you an access. So this special bonus is not for people who did not wait to the end. Okay, so because you waited to the end, I'm throwing in this course. It's a course that every VA needs. And the funny thing is, people who go through my bootcamp always come to buy this course because I'm always mentioning it, right? So they always come back. So you don't have to buy this. It's my special bonus to you ladies for waiting till the end of this webinar. So thank you. I've had fun. And I'm going to leave you with this quote. An idea not coupled with action will never get any bigger than the brain cell it occupied. The first day I read this, it hit me hard that if you have ideas and you don't act on them, those ideas, no matter how grandiose they may be, they are not bigger than the brain cell, that tiny brain cell that it occupied. Like, it's not bigger than that. So for your idea, no matter how big it is, right, to become a reality, you gotta act. You gotta act on that idea today. Okay? So thank you. Thank you to everyone who joined in, who stayed for so long. I had fun, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you have 48 hours to take advantage of this bumper bundle. Okay? And I will throw in, I have offered you my workflows and automation course for virtual assistants. I hope you had fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Najwa. Thank you. I'm glad you got value, you got information. I hope you put it to good use. And I'll see you ladies again soon. Have a great day. Have a great day. Bye.